This is Eber Devine coming to you from the PIC, the Philadelphia Interfaith Coalition Membership Breakfast. I'm standing here with the Reverend Donald King of the Task Force, the Drug Task Force Ministry. I just want to ask you, Reverend King, what do you think are some of the priorities that the city needs to focus on in the short term, mid-term, and long term?
Well, the short term is let's get this education thing together so it can be a long-term effect. Education is the key to the success in any city or in any human being. So that is the key to rescuing our children, is fixing this educational process. Secondly, the incarceration rate of young people that's going in as young and coming out middle age, something for them to do or reintegrate themselves back into society. So we got to put a catalyst in place that will bolt them back into mainstream society with skills, with education, and employment, gainful employment that will give them enough to sustain themselves and their families so that they won't repeat the mistake that caused them to be incarcerated.
Thank you very much, Reverend King. I know you've been very active in the community and the things that you do. You actually have your hands on the ground with the people. I'm proud to have you as my friend and my neighbor. I just want to ask you, in the long term, what would you like to see the city look like in the next 4 to 8 years?
Oh, the next 4 to 8 years. Well, we need to clean the city up, clean up our communities. Bring resources down to rebuild it, for us, not for other consumers to come in and occupy it. We need to uneducate, eradicate the drug culture that's seemed to be acceptable way of society. We have to change the mindset that that's unacceptable. You have to really get into getting back around to the spirit of family, meaning the neighborhood has to become a neighborhood, looking out for your neighbor, watching out for each other, making sure that your neighbor is okay, supplying whatever skills and services that you have, bringing it into community to where we can benefit from all the things that we have. We have a wealth of things in our community, meaning skills, resources that we do not use because we don't work together as a community. We have degraded to a hood instead of a neighborhood, and we operate with that mindset because we let anything go on in our neighborhood. We don't have a protection mechanism, meaning, the no snitch policy is like what governs, so we won't tell if something's being wrong. We won't correct children when we see them going astray. All those values we abandon for some strange reason, which we need to get around to implementing again in order to make our communities safe, wholesome, and make them thrive. Over the next 4 to 8 years, we must bring our political or hold our political representatives accountable for what goes on in our community. Resources has been kind of stopped flowing, which is our fault because we're not standing up asking for it collectively to benefit those who live in the community. So we have to put together a strategy, a plan, present to our politicians, and this is what we want to do in our community, and be accountable for what we ask for. So we have to hold them accountable as well as hold ourselves accountable for building over the next 4 years.
Thank you so much, Reverend King. This is the Voice of Philadelphia. You heard it here live.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.